What up, YouTube? Knowledge of self-determination. So I usually don't delve into this realm, not because I don't have any insight on it, but simply because there's just so many people that are on this topic that I choose to pretty much stay away from it. Um, and focus on the things that really get my blood boiling. But today, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents into the conversation because I just want to highlight some things that I'm sure plenty of people already know about, but I just want to give my perspective. Women and this new feminism, this new wave of feminism, and this bad B era, and just really just perpetuating a lot of the what used to be stereotypes about women. They've brought to life basically. Feminism started as a form of white supremacy when it first began. White women coming to white men and saying, "Hey, we can oppress Negroes just as well as you can with our form of oppression and our tactics. We want to be seen as equal to you, so we're willing to show you and prove to you that we can oppress them just as effectively." Right? And then we get the birth of second wave feminism, which starts out with, the church, for instance, promoting abortions, you know, thanks to that scraggly white whore, Margaret Sanger, and using these fake ass pork chop pastors who have been a detriment to the black community for decades now. And telling black women that they were sisters, that we are aligned, we're one, our fight is your fight, our struggle is your struggle, our struggle is with our men, and trying to get equality from our men because we want to be equals in our community. And black women started eating it up. Yeah, we want to be equal too. We're tired of our men oppressing us. Black men have never oppressed black women, not ever. I'm not speaking about certain individuals, I'm talking about as a group. We never oppressed our women, but our women did see the value. Now, modern day women will say, "Oh, the oppression was being a stay-at-home mom and raising kids and being barefoot and pregnant and washing dishes." But the society was geared towards different means or ends back then. The woman stayed home because white men didn't allow women into the workforce like that. So you pretty much had to stay home. Now, black women, for the most part, still worked. When white women basically started saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore and I don't want to do this," they started hiring black women to come into the homes and clean up after them and raise the children. And a lot of the white women still didn't work. They just had you doing all the work they didn't do. Let's revisit slavery. Black women nursing white babies, basically raising and taking care of white women's children because they were inadequate and inept and just not up to the task. Now, this second wave of feminism told black women that, ditch the oppressive man, burn your bras and be free, the sexual liberation and all that. We're just seeing a resurgence of all that nonsense, this sexual liberation stuff, and you have the backing of the white government, the welfare system. Hey, we'll take care of you. Just kick your man out of the house. You're strong and independent. You can do anything that they can do. And now we have 5, 6, 7 maybe not that many decades, about good 5, 6 decades of women denouncing that black women, pushing their man aside so that the white man can be their man by proxy. So you don't have to listen to the black man now because the white man has your back. It was a system that was put in place solely to dismantle and destroy the black community. Now, how do they know this will work? Because they've been studying us since we've been here. They knew it would work because look at what was going on in slavery. Look at what was going on in slavery. Look at some of these movies out here, 12 Years a Slave and Django and all that stuff, where the black woman was taken into the big house with the white man and pretty much raped. But she was living better in the big house even though she was still treated like a piece of garbage, but she was living better in the big house than the women in the fields were. So she felt like, well, it's worth him treating me like garbage if I can sleep in a house and eat their scraps and wear their old discarded clothes. I'm still living better than you. And that was acceptable to them. I don't have to pick cotton. I just got to wash some dirty drawers and, make a meal. But I don't have to be out in the field 16 hours a day picking cotton and then coming home to take care of babies and, with my man gone because they probably killed him, or he probably, is still out there working a 20-hour day. So they've studied us for quite some time. That's how they know these things will work, because the mentality of a lot of us has not changed, because we have not healed from slavery. So dismantling the black community by using the women as the Trojan horse in the community to kick the man, the protector, the provider out of the home. Now you're unprotected. But now you don't have to listen to a man. It's all based on what women say. And women are historically known for giving each other bad advice. Why? Because they don't believe they have to listen to a man. How can a woman tell you, as another woman, what is on a man's mind better than a man? Is one of the biggest goofs of all time. So the man is out of the house now. The man is losing interest in the woman in his community, because the woman has shunned him and pushed him away and marginalized him and basically berated him. So just like in slavery, they raised their daughters to be mentally strong, or what they call mentally strong is just, I don't even think it's mentally strong now. It's just pig-headedness. And they raised the sons to be physically weak, physically strong, but mentally weak. And now the men aren't even being raised to be physically strong for the most part, outside of, say, athletics or whatever, which gives rise to the simp, the super simp. Because women can't raise men. You can only raise the version of a man you think you would want to date. And then when that man gets older, no woman in his age group wants to date him. So they're creating paradoxes left and right. Now they're telling women they can be men. If you're into your masculine energy, you could manifest a man inside yourself. And they're telling men the opposite, feminine energy. The only feminine energy is that the double X chromosome. That's your feminine energy. That X and Y chromosome is masculine energy. Literally meaning the only masculine energy there is literally being born a man. That's it. That's all there is. Everything else is a cheap imitation of such. And it's not a really good one. I'm sorry, but women who think they're men and want to be men, it's a very shallow and cheap imitation. And men who think they want to be women, again, it's a very shallow imitation. Because if we didn't have any men to actually use as an example, you wouldn't know what the fuck to do. So they dismantled the community basically with creating all of these paradoxes left and right. So when women get rid of the men, raise weak sons, and then themselves want to pretend to be men, then the white supremacists are going to start looking at you and treating you like men. The countless women who have been murdered going on internet dates with white men. The sisters that I've seen in videos literally getting their asses handed to them by white men teeing off on them like they going hand, like they're Mike Tyson on a heavy bag. You've seen these videos. Why? Because you're masculine now. You want to be a man and manifest your masculine energy. They already look at black women as overly masculine anyway. So it was a really large leap for them to start putting hammers to you like they would some man. Because you're in your masculine energy. And you're going to see a lot more of this. And now that you want to be a man, we're going to start treating you like a man. We're going to start killing you like we do the men. And then you got the flip side of that coin with the women who are into their femininity so much that they become sexually liberated whores, pretty much walking around in the streets damn near naked. See, remember, during slavery, black women would get raped at the whim of a white man because her butt was too big. She was asking for it. Her breasts were too supple. She wanted me to do this. Look at her lips. She wanted that. And that's how they would excuse raping you. I see a resurgence of that. We're going back into that. Look, she's half naked. She was practically begging me to rape her. She was walking around talking about she a bad bee and how she liked to suck dicks and all this, that, and the third. And he rapes you and shoves his thing down your throat and do all these other debaucherous things to you. And their excuse will be, you asked for it. Look at what you women have become. You're basically offering yourselves up on a silver platter. You're literally digging your own grave. You're shooting yourself in the face to spite your own brain. It makes no sense. Again, it's one of the biggest goofs of all time. You women are co-signing the detriment that you're going to find yourselves in when dealing with white supremacy, because they're just in the background doing the Birdman hand rub, licking their chops, waiting for the right moment, and then they're going to pounce. So I hope you ladies are ready for what has been coming, because you seem to ignore the tragedies that actually befall other women. It happens in real time and you just ignore it, because every woman is such a narcissist that she thinks that there's no other chick out there as cute as her. There's no other chick out there as bad as her. No other chick's, vaginal region gets as wet and succulent as hers. No other woman has a booty better than her. Like, you all believe that you are within yourself perfection, and you lie to each other and say that you are. Oh, she's perfect too, but really in her mind, but I'm more perfect. You all believe that you're better than the next woman, and then you lie to each other and tell every woman that if every woman is perfect, then no woman is perfect. And if everyone can be a woman, then no one is a woman. They're canceling you out of your own movement. Now they have trans women taking over industries and fields that were created solely for women. You are literally the cause of your own deletion. You're like a pencil that sharpens itself until there's no more lead left. And it seems to be only a handful of women out here that realize it. Some of the elder sisters, the elder queens like Shahrazad Ali have been trying to teach you women for years about this, and you seem to just scoff at her and laugh at her and don't take her seriously. But everything she says is a fact, and it's come true. It's happened. Iyanla Vanzant finally got on board and started realizing the truth behind the wisdom of the Grand Queen Elder. But that's my 2 cents on it. I just see the bigger picture, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. I hope none of this comes to pass. I hope you don't have to learn these things the hard way, that I know white supremacy is going to be more than willing to teach you. They're going to be more than willing to teach you this lesson the hard way. I just hope you wisen up before you've tenderized yourself to the point that where so they could toss your ass on the grill. And if you don't, well, I guess we just had to burn that bridge when we cross it. But ladies, wisen up, smarten up. Having the freedom to jump on any man's pogo stick at whim is not freedom at all. STDs are skyrocketing. They're off the roof. Something that they're not talking about. Women are burning left and right. Herpes is, I think, 1 in 4, 1 in 3 people have herpes nowadays. That is just ridiculous. And HIV is making a comeback. And I can tell because of all the HIV medication ads that I see. It's obviously making a comeback because there's too many ads talking about HIV, not prevention, but HIV treatment. So it's making a comeback as well. Stop falling for the obvious ruse. Stop being willing imbeciles. Stop being willing participants in your own extinction, deletion, and subjugation. It makes no sense. There's too much information out there for you to absorb to continue to be so willfully obtuse.